Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into a really fascinating idea from the book Servant-Minded Leadership. It tackles a huge question. What happens when a really good, noble idea about leadership gets kind of twisted by the very system it's supposed to fix?
Okay, so let's start here. This idea feels super modern, but it's actually ancient. The whole concept that real leadership is all about service, well, that's been a cornerstone of wisdom for millennia, way before we had offices and Zoom calls.
So in our time, we know this idea as servant leadership. And honestly, it's a philosophy that has completely shaped what we expect a good leader to be. At its heart, the whole concept just flips the old-school leadership pyramid upside down. The leader's job isn't to be at the top, commanding and controlling everything. Nope. Their job is to be at the bottom, supporting and empowering their team, putting their needs first so they can truly shine. And listen, this isn't some hot new management trend that'll be gone by next year. We're talking Aristotle, thousands of years ago. But it was Robert Greenleaf who really dragged it into the modern business world back in 1970, giving this timeless idea the name we all use today. And you can see why it's so appealing, right? When it's done right, this stuff builds workplaces based on trust and real collaboration. It changes the whole focus from just hit the numbers to genuinely caring about the people doing the work.
But, and this is a big but, if this idea is so incredible and has been around for literally thousands of years, why do so many of us still have terrible bosses? Why are so many workplaces still just not getting it?
Well, it turns out the problem started when this pure philosophy of service got tangled up with a strategy for making more money.
You know how it is. In the business world, pretty much everything is measured by its return on investment, or ROI. If a company spends money on anything, from new software to a leadership seminar, it expects to get even more money back. That's just how it works.
And this right here is the critical shift. It's subtle, but it's everything. The amazing ideal of serving people just for the sake of serving them, well, it became a tactic, a tool to get higher productivity and bigger profits.
Suddenly, the whole conversation changed. It wasn't about relationships anymore. It was transactional. The pitch became, hey, do this for your team so you can get more from them. It basically turned a beautiful relationship model into a formula for getting more work out of people.
And the crazy thing is, the very programs and books that were supposed to be promoting service accidentally ended up corrupting its whole motive. The why just got lost. It became all about checking boxes to boost the bottom line, not about actually making a difference in people's lives.
Okay, so this is exactly where the author introduces a really powerful way to fix this, to get back to the heart of what matters. He calls it servant-minded leadership. And the key difference isn't about the things you do, it's about the mindset behind the things you do. It's a huge shift from a checklist of behaviors to a truly authentic way of thinking.
So this is all about being conscious of why you lead. It's not about serving people to get a return on your investment. It's about seeing the service itself as the return. It's a genuine desire to want the absolute best for your people with zero strings attached. This really shows the fundamental change in a leader's motivation, right? The main question in your head shifts from, what can I get from my team, to what can I do for my team? How can I impact their lives? And look, this stuff matters. It matters a lot. Because when leadership isn't real, when it's not authentic, people feel it. They can sniff it out a mile away. I mean, check out this real-world text message. A manager says something nice, and the first thought is suspicion. What are they trying to get out of me? That's what happens when trust is broken.
So how do you actually practice this? How do you build this kind of mindset? Well, it's not like you can just flip a switch overnight. It starts with a few daily intentional habits.
These three things are the foundation. First, you have to connect with your purpose. Ask yourself, why am I really here? Second, lead with humility. Get comfortable saying, I don't know. You don't have to have all the answers. And third, you've got to connect with people on a human level by seeing them as unique individuals.
And that's such a crucial distinction, isn't it? It's the difference between managing a spreadsheet of names and leading a team of actual human beings. It's about moving from just supervising their work to genuinely connecting with them as people.
This brings us to a huge idea. Don't manage nouns, lead proper nouns. Stop thinking about my designer or my engineer. Start leading Sarah and David and Alex, real people with their own stories, skills, and dreams.
And leading this way isn't complicated. It's all about the small, consistent things that show you're paying attention. It's about making real time for people, putting your phone away and actually listening. It's about remembering their kid was sick and asking how they are, or following up on a personal goal they told you about. That's the stuff that proves you actually care.
When you get this right, the whole dynamic changes. Leadership stops being a job you do to people, and it starts being an impact you make with people. You move from just a simple transaction to a relationship that can be truly transformational for everyone.
And that leaves us with one final, powerful question to think about. If you told your team you appreciated them, right now, what would their gut reaction be? Would they feel genuinely valued, or would they get suspicious? The answer to that question gets to the very heart of what kind of leader you really are.